In the year 2000, Blockbuster commanded thousands of stores across America, a household name with total market dominance. That same year, the company reportedly had the chance to buy a small mail-order startup called Netflix for $50 million. They passed. The popular version of this story ends there, framed as the moment a giant failed to see the future. But that framing misses what actually happened next. Netflix did not simply predict where entertainment was headed. It built a business, then systematically tore that business apart before anyone else could do it first. Netflix was founded in 1997 by Reed Hastings and Mark Randolph, and its early advantage had nothing to do with a passion for cinema. It was an assault on every friction point baked into the video store experience: late fees, due dates, driving to a physical location with limited shelf space. Blockbuster's entire model depended on foot traffic and impulse fees. Netflix built something fundamentally different from day one: a subscription engine powered by automated warehouses, postal logistics, and a recommendation algorithm that got smarter with every rental. By early 2003, this quiet, frictionless machine had already scaled past 1 million subscribers, offering a catalog of more than 14,500 titles delivered straight to mailboxes across the country. But underneath that success sat a structural problem. The DVD model, for all its momentum, was still a physical business. Warehouses cost money. Inventory tied up capital. Postage was a recurring expense, and shipping times were dictated by the Postal Service, not by Netflix. This is where the defining decision of the company's history took shape, and it is easy to miss because of how quietly it happened. Netflix did not wait for cracks to appear in its DVD business. In January 2007, while the mail order service was still profitable and still growing, Netflix launched a feature called Watch Now. It was free. It was bundled into existing DVD plans as an afterthought, almost a footnote. But it was streaming, and it was the beginning of the end for the very business funding it. Netflix used the cash generated by its dominant physical media operation to quietly build the digital infrastructure that would eventually make that physical operation irrelevant. It was, in cold operational terms, a company financing its own obsolescence on purpose. That willingness to disrupt itself was real, but having the right instinct does not guarantee a clean execution. In 2011, Netflix delivered a case study in exactly how badly a correct strategic vision can go if the rollout ignores the customer. The company announced it would split into two separate services. Streaming would remain under the Netflix name, while the DVD business would be spun off under a new brand called Qwikster. For any customer who wanted both services, which was most of the existing base, this meant an immediate price increase of around 60%. It also meant maintaining two separate websites, two separate queues, and two separate bills for what had previously been one seamless account. The backlash was immediate and severe. Subscribers canceled in large numbers, public criticism was fierce, and the company's stock took a significant hit. The strategic direction, separating streaming from the legacy DVD business, was not wrong. Netflix eventually moved in exactly that direction anyway. But the execution treated a beloved, simple product and turned it into two clunky ones overnight, and customers punished the company for it. Recovering from that crisis required more than damage control. It required Netflix to commit even harder to the riskier path, not just distributing other people's content through streaming, but becoming a content creator in its own right. The turning point arrived in 2013 with the release of House of Cards. On the surface, a two-season commitment worth roughly $100 million looked like a reckless leap into Hollywood territory for a tech company. In reality, it was closer to the opposite. Netflix had years of proprietary viewing data, showing precisely what its audience responded to. The work of director David Fincher, the appeal of actor Kevin Spacey, a strong taste for political thrillers, and proven interest in the original British series the show was based on. This was a calculated bet built on evidence the company alone possessed. Then came the second disruption hidden inside the first one. Netflix released the entire season at once, abandoning the weekly broadcast schedule that had defined television for decades. This single distribution choice helped normalize what would become known as binge watching, reshaping how an entire industry thinks about releasing content. More importantly, it marked a structural shift in what Netflix actually was. The company stopped being a renter of other people's intellectual property and became an owner of its own content pipeline, with the brand itself now sitting at the center of the customer relationship. That pattern of reinvention has continued to define the company ever since. Netflix moved from DVD rental logistics provider to streaming platform to original content studio, and now operates as a global entertainment platform spanning original series, films, live events, and gaming. The financial scale that resulted from this continuous reinvention is significant. In 2025, Netflix reported total revenue of $45.18 billion, with an operating income of $13.33 billion and an operating margin of 29.5%. Heading into 2026, the momentum has not slowed. The company projected full-year revenue between $50.7 and $51.7 billion, targeting an operating margin of 31.5%. A newer chapter is also taking shape in the advertising business, which is on pace to generate approximately $3 billion in revenue for 2026, part of a broader push into live sports, gaming, and ad-supported subscriptions. None of this was guaranteed by any single product or platform. It was not the red envelope, the streaming app, or any individual hit series that secured Netflix's position. The real advantage was a willingness, repeated again and again, to dismantle a winning model before a competitor, or the market could do it instead. Netflix did not win by getting the future right one time. It won by refusing to stay comfortable with being right. Another reinvention may already be underway. If Netflix continues this pattern, the next disruption will not come from outside the company. It will come from Netflix deciding, once again, that the business it built is no longer the business it needs to be. A few directions that fit the pattern. Netflix could push live sports rights further, treating live events the way it once treated original series, as a way to anchor viewers around scheduled appointment viewing rather than on-demand binging. It could expand gaming from a quiet side project into a core pillar, betting that interactive entertainment becomes as central to the platform as film and television once did. Advertising could grow from a supplementary revenue stream into the primary business model for a large portion of subscribers, effectively turning Netflix into a broadcast network with a subscription option attached rather than the other way around. And there is the possibility of Netflix moving into live linear-style channels, essentially building its own version of cable television inside a streaming app, which would have sounded absurd a decade ago and now looks like a logical next step. The common thread is the same one running through the entire script. Each of these moves would mean walking away from some part of what currently makes Netflix successful, in order to become something that does not yet exist in quite the same form.